Bron. The reason why is because Bron can control.
He said Bron. He said Bron, Talil. Talil, he said Bron.
You ready to go fight me, bro?
He got Bron signatures added on him. Pull up a chair.
You got Bron signatures added on you?
I'm gonna be honest.
Show me
It takes about 7 minutes to get from my room to this room. I was running full speed to come see your answer in person because you never played against Jordan. You never played against Jordan.
No.
So there's no way you can say Jordan is better than LeBron.
No, wait, hold on. I want to make a serious reasoning though.
So
Bron because why?
it's Bron because people threw the towel in on J.R. Smith. Like, as talented as J.R. was, people threw the towel in on him like, yo, he can't play winning basketball, he can't do this, he can't do that. It's not just J.R. though. If you look at some of the guys that he had to lead, yeah, J.R. had talent, no question. But people threw the towel in on you already. When people throw the towel in on you in this league, it's over. And people threw the towel in on JR, and Bron's like, nah, this man can shoot and he can defend. I can do something with that. I don't think MJ had many guys that went through that. Like Scottie Pippen is like
Matthew Dellavedova.
Deli stinks.
Like
He won 2 games in the NBA Finals with Deli stinks.
Matthew Dellavedova. It's fucking terrible, but he chased Stephen Curry around.
I got a lot of respect for Deli. Stinks. I respect his game. Completely stinks. Like he can win with like guys like that. Man, it's so hard to win in this league, bro. To win with guys like that. MJ wasn't winning with Matthew Dellavedova. I mean, unless they thought that of Steve Kerr, but like, he wasn't winning with Matthew. I just think Bron is a point guard, man. Like, he controlled everything that happened on the floor.
Right.
The triangle kind of controls stuff for you. Now, don't get me wrong, MJ is MJ. No disrespect to MJ. But the triangle, you don't have to control every possession.
In the history of the NBA, few debates burn as long and as fiercely as the one between Michael Jordan and LeBron James. People can choose sides. They can bring their arguments. But there has always been one unshakable boundary: respect for the truth. Because truth is the foundation that gives any debate value. And Draymond Green has crossed that boundary. In a statement that made the entire basketball world shake its head, Draymond had the audacity to compare Scottie Pippen, a defensive legend, 7-time All-Star, 10-time All-Defensive Team Selection, Hall of Famer, with Matthew Dellavedova, a role player remembered more for hustle than for greatness. That comment didn't just diminish Jordan, it was an act of historical blasphemy. It ignored achievements, erased legacies, and spat on the countless moments that made Pippen and Jordan one of the most iconic duos in NBA history. We can disagree on who the GOAT island, but to reduce Pippen to Dellavedova, to frame Jordan's dynasty as dependent on scrubs, is a crude distortion. It turns the basketball debate into a circus. It insults the memory of millions who watched Jordan and Pippen terrorize the league throughout the 1,990 seconds. Michael Jordan does not need Draymond's pity. But basketball demands truth. And the truth is this: Jordan was never carried by his teammates. On the contrary, he lifted them up, he turned them into warriors, he turned the Chicago Bulls from a laughingstock into the most powerful empire the sports world had ever seen. Draymond may be a champion, an intelligent player on the court, but in this debate he has made himself look like a man who has forgotten history. Because the truth, no matter how anyone twists, it still shines. Michael Jordan did not stand on Pippen's shoulders to become a legend. Pippen stood on Jordan's shoulders to enter basketball immortality. Dellavedova is not Pippen, and LeBron never truly carried anyone. In the previous section, we saw how Draymond Green twisted reality by daring to place Scottie Pippen on the same level as Matthew Dellavedova. But it doesn't stop there. The very foundation of Draymond's argument, the idea that LeBron carried teams with nobodies, is the rotting brick that makes his entire case collapse. Look at the truth. In 2015, the Cavaliers went into the finals with Dellavedova, starting after Kyrie Irving got injured. Yes, Delly had one great defensive game against Stephen Curry, but what happened next? he collapsed from exhaustion, hospitalized for dehydration. The Cavs lost the series 4-2. Was that LeBron carrying a team to victory? That was defeat. History doesn't remember who almost won. It remembers only who lifted the trophy, and yet Draymond spins the story as if LeBron triumphed alongside Della Vedova. The reality? LeBron did not win. And in truth, he has never won without elite superstar help by his side. In Miami, it was Dwyane Wade, one of the 3 greatest shooting guards ever, and Chris Bosh, an 11-time All-Star. In Cleveland, it was Kyrie Irving, who dropped 41 points in the 2016 Finals, and Kevin Love, who once averaged 25 points and 13 rebounds in Minnesota. In Los Angeles, it has been Anthony Davis, top 75 all-time, one of the most complete big men of this generation. Is this carrying nobodies? Or is it assembling superstars to win collectively? Now look at Jordan. He arrived in Chicago when the Bulls were a broken, drug-riddled franchise, laughed at across the league. No stars, no foundation. And he turned that rubble into warriors. Scottie Pippen, once an unknown from Central Arkansas, became a Hall of Famer. Horace Grant became an All-Star. Steve Kerr became the man who hit finals daggers. Bill Cartwright. John Paxson, all sharpened in the fire Jordan lit. Della Vedova is not Pippen. And LeBron never carried anyone in the way Draymond fantasizes. The brutal truth: LeBron was surrounded by superstars and still lost 6 times in the finals. Jordan started from nothing, yet carried the Bulls, carried the NBA, and ultimately carried the greatest legacy in basketball history. That is the undeniable difference. Jordan wins when teammates collapse. Draymond Green paints LeBron as a superhero who carried teams when his teammates were weak. But he seems to have forgotten or deliberately ignored one of the most iconic moments in NBA history: the night Michael Jordan carried the Chicago Bulls to a championship, while his most important teammate was reduced to a bystander. Let's return to Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals, one of the greatest games ever played. Scottie Pippen's back was so wrecked he could barely move. Every step was agony, and Pippen himself admitted later, "I was just a decoy out there." For all practical purposes, the Bulls were playing with only 4 true contributors. So what did Jordan do? He didn't shrink. He didn't make excuses. He didn't wait for help. He lifted the entire franchise on his shoulders. He scored 45 points in one of the most suffocating defensive battles in finals history. He stripped Karl Malone, the league MVP, of the ball in the game's most pivotal moment. And then, with only 5.2 seconds left, he rose, calm and cold as if time itself had stopped, and buried the shot that ended the Utah Jazz and sealed his 6th championship. That moment was more than a win. It was a declaration. Jordan could triumph even when those beside him collapsed. This wasn't about winning a couple games with Della Vedova only to lose the series, as happened with LeBron. This was about dragging a crippled team all the way to an NBA title, and that is the essence of the difference. LeBron is praised for winning a few games with role players. Jordan is immortalized for winning a championship, while his number 2, Scottie Pippen, was barely present. That is a level of carrying LeBron has never touched, and Draymond Green has no right to distort. Jordan didn't only win when things were perfect, he won when everything fell apart. And in that darkness, he carved an immortal image. One man, one ball, one shot, and the entire world bowed. LeBron never lacked superstars. Draymond Green insists that LeBron James carried weak teammates to greatness. But the truth is this: LeBron has never, at any point in his career, been without superstar help. Look at his journey. In Miami, LeBron joined forces with Dwyane Wade, one of the 3 greatest shooting guards in history, and Chris Bosh, an 11-time All-Star. Together, they formed the most hyped superteam the league had ever seen. In Cleveland, the second time around, he had Kyrie Irving, who dropped 41 points in the 2016 Finals, and Kevin Love, who once averaged 25 points and 13 rebounds per game in Minnesota. These weren't role players, they were all NBA-caliber stars. In Los Angeles, he has Anthony Davis, a top 75 all-time player, one of the most dominant two-way big men of this generation. This is not carrying nobodies. This is choosing Hall of Fame-level partners and building stacked rosters. And even then, LeBron lost 6 times on the biggest stage. Now contrast that with Jordan. When he arrived in Chicago, the Bulls were a joke, mocked as a franchise filled with dysfunction and mediocrity. No stars, no system, no tradition of winning. Jordan didn't inherit greatness, he built it. He molded Scottie Pippen from a raw project into a Hall of Famer. He hardened Horace Grant, Steve Kerr, and John Paxson into champions. He didn't choose ready-made all-stars, he created them. LeBron's legacy is built on teaming up with established stars. Jordan's legacy is built on transforming ordinary rosters into dynasties. That's the undeniable difference. LeBron has always had superstar help, and yet his finals record remains stained. Jordan had to create his help, and he never lost when it mattered most. Draymond can keep talking, but history is unshakable. LeBron never carried nobodies. Jordan carried an entire franchise into immortality. Jordan transformed teammates into champions. Draymond Green and others like to claim that Jordan always had Pippen, or that he benefited from a perfect system. But this narrative ignores the truth. Michael Jordan didn't ride the coattails of great teammates, he forged them into greatness. When Jordan entered the league, Scottie Pippen was not a star. He was a lanky, unpolished prospect from Central Arkansas, unknown and untested. Under Jordan's fire, his relentless demands, and his uncompromising standard of excellence, Pippen became one of the most complete two-way players in basketball history. That transformation was no accident. It was Jordan's doing. The same story repeated across the roster. Horace Grant became an all-star. John Paxson and Steve Kerr, role players by every definition, were sharpened by Jordan into clutch assassins, hitting finals daggers that defined championships. Bill Cartwright, Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc, all elevated because they were forced to rise to Jordan's level or be left behind. This is what people misunderstand. Jordan didn't simply pass the ball to open shooters. He created an atmosphere where mediocrity could not survive. He demanded more, he extracted more, and he turned teammates into warriors. Some broke under the weight, but those who endured Pippen, Kerr, Paxson, Grant became immortal. Contrast that with LeBron. He didn't transform teammates into champions. He chose champions to stand beside him. Wade, Bosh, Irving, Love, Davis. Ready-made stars, already polished, already proven. LeBron partnered with greatness. Jordan manufactured it. That is why comparing Pippen to Della Vedova is not just wrong, it's laughable. Della Vedova was never forged into a Hall of Famer. Pippen was. And the blacksmith was Michael Jordan. Jordan didn't need great teammates to validate him. He made his teammates great, and in doing so, built a dynasty from the ground up. Jordan. Perfection over longevity. One of the most common arguments in LeBron's favor is longevity, that he has played for over 2 decades, piling up stats, rewriting the record book through sheer endurance. But longevity alone does not equal greatness. Perfection is greater than duration. Yes, LeBron has lasted longer. But look at what those extra years contain. 6 finals losses, multiple collapses under pressure, and moments where his teams, despite being stacked with stars, fell short. Longevity stretches the career, but it also stretches the flaws. Jordan's career was shorter, sharper, and far more decisive. He retired twice, yet every time he returned, he conquered again. He didn't need 20 seasons to prove himself. In just over a decade of prime years, he established an immaculate record: 6 finals appearances, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, never a game 7 inches the finals, never a crack in the armor. That is the difference. LeBron's longevity is about survival. Jordan's legacy is about perfection. Perfection outlasts time. Perfection does not fade. Perfection shines brighter with each passing year because it cannot be undone. Jordan's 6-0 finals record will always loom over LeBron's 4-6. It doesn't matter how many seasons LeBron plays or how many box scores he fills, he cannot erase the truth of Jordan's flawless dominance. Basketball does not worship the one who played the longest. It worships the one who never failed when it mattered most. And that is why Michael Jordan's name will always rise above. Longevity belongs to LeBron. Perfection belongs to Jordan. And in the end, perfection always wins. Jordan, conqueror of dynasties, eternal greatness. Draymond Green claims Michael Jordan never had to carry weak teammates, never beat real dynasties, that his road was somehow easier. That argument collapses the moment you look at history with clear eyes. Jordan's path is littered with fallen giants. He didn't avoid dynasties, he destroyed them. In 1991, he took down the Showtime Lakers led by Magic Johnson, still finals caliber, still dangerous. He beat them 4-1 and announced a new era. In 1992, He crushed Clyde Drexler and the Blazers, silencing any debate about who the true best shooting guard was. In 1993, he faced Charles Barkley, the reigning MVP, and dismantled the Suns in 6 games while averaging 41 points per game, a finals record. In 1996, fresh off a baseball hiatus, he conquered the 64-win Seattle Supersonics, the league's best defense, and still prevailed. In 1997 and 1998, he buried Karl Malone, MVP, and John Stockton in back-to-back years, sealing 2 more championships with iconic daggers. That is not avoiding dynasties, that is executing them. Legends like Ewing, Miller, Malone, Stockton, Barkley Hall of Famers, all left empty-handed because Jordan stood in their way. Dynasties didn't fade on their own. Jordan killed them, and here lies the ultimate truth. Jordan's greatness doesn't come from excuses, narratives, or twisted comparisons. It comes from results written in blood and sweat. 6 finals appearances, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, no failures, no asterisks, no hypotheticals, just perfection. So when Draymond Green compares Pippen to Dellavedova, when he paints LeBron as the man who carried nobodies, he isn't defending LeBron, he's insulting history. Because the truth is undeniable. LeBron chose superstars and still lost 6 times. Jordan created champions from nothing and never lost once the throne was his. Perfection beats longevity. Legacy beats excuses. Dynasties are not inherited, they are conquered. And the conqueror's name is Michael Jordan. So let Draymond twist words. Let the LeBron camp shout louder. None of it matters. Because history does not bend to their voices, it bends to the truth. And the truth is eternal. Michael Jordan is not 5th. He is not even just 1st. He is the standard, the summit, the beginning and the end of greatness itself.